kayo po ay pinabati namin ng isang magandang gabi, mga suking tagapakinig, gayon din ang aming mga kababayan na patuloy na sumusubaybay dito sa ating Women in Islam. At bago po tayo magpatuloy, nais ko munang pabatiin sa inyo ang aking mga kasama. Sister Shaida.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sa ngalan ng Allah, ang mahabagin at ang maawain. Nawa ang kapayapaan at ang biyaya ay mapakay Propeta Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sa kanyang pamilya, mga kasamahan at doon sa mga taong sumunod sa kanya sa utos hanggang sa dumating ang araw ng paghuhukom. So, again, binabati ko po kayo lahat ng isang Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sister Aisha.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome again to Women in Islam. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And every week po, dito po sa programa natin from every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. We appreciate na send nyo po yung mga comments nyo, suggestions, and questions po during and after the program at 0918-526-3424. Again, 0918-526-3424. Pwede rin po kayo mag-email po sa amin at islamradio@yahoo.com. islamradio@yahoo.com. You can watch us at www.youtube.com/islamradioph. Ulitin ko po, it's www.youtube.com/islamradioph. Pwede nyo rin po i-download ang programa namin sa www.islamradio.mypodcast.com. We hope that this program bring understanding regarding issues affecting Muslims as of today. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Sister Aisha. At ang radio program pong ito, Women in Islam, ay hatid sa inyo ng Lihod Billah Islamic Media Foundation. Ang susunod po nating bahagi ay ang tinatawag nating Women in Islam Around the World. At ang original na balita ay babasahin po sa inyo ni Sister Aisha.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Seattle Times reports, "At home with a modern Malay Muslim family." This is a report from Carol Pucci. Ito pong report niya. "I did not know what to expect when I signed up for a homestay in the Islamic village of Hulu Chucho, a few miles from the Kuala Lumpur airport. But what I found was something that had eluded my husband Tom and me during the week we had already spent in Malaysia. We had done quite a bit already, but we had yet to get to know a Muslim Malay family. That changed when we moved in with Partiwi Zainal in the big stucco home she shares with her husband and daughter in a village surrounded by tapioca and rubber plantation less than an hour's drive from the city. Partiwi and her husband, Maud Hidel, and their daughter, Lena, age 12, is the only one of 5 children still living at home, are a thoroughly modern family. At 49 years old, Partiwi, with her black hair, long neck, and angular face, hidden most of the time behind one of her dozens of brightly colored headscarves, Partiwi looks more like a woman in her late 30s, especially when she switches to her black scarf with a built-in visor and climbs on her motorbike to take her daughter to school. Lena starts regular class around 7 a.m., comes home for lunch, and then goes back for Islamic instruction from 2:30 to around 6 p.m. Her uniform is a white scarf and tunic over a long green skirt. At home, she relaxes like any preteen in t-shirts and sweatpants and spends her time reading, watching television, and text messaging her friends on her cell phone. Maud, who is Partiwi's husband, teaches at the local elementary school. He suffered a stroke a few years ago, and now Partiwi does all the driving and most of the household chores. A few years ago, the village chief came up with the idea to organize homestays as a way for the local people to supplement their incomes and introduce foreign visitors to Malay culture. Many families operate cottage industries in their backyards. Partiwi showed us hers, a small bakery where she makes tea cakes and snacks from homegrown tapioca. The chickens running around the driveway supply the eggs. "You want to follow me?" she asked on one first afternoon. Partiwi's upbeat invitation was the cue for getting in her Toyota and tagging along on impromptu errands. The first stop was her aunt's tapioca chip and snack factory. Partiwi opened her truck and we helped her unload big plastic bags filled with snacks she delivered for packaging under a brand called Mr. Rizak that the family exports to Singapore and Dubai. Several women sat in a small room sorting and bagging the chips. An older woman and man sat peeling mounds of tapioca by hand. Another ran the peeled roots through a hand slicer, while inside, men fried the chips in vats of boiling palm oil. Next, it was a visit to Sam J. Frozen Foods for a look at women stretching and molding dough into roti, kanai, which is an Indian flatbread, curry puffs, and other breakfast foods people used to make at home when they had more time. Sam J. looked to be in her 60s. By now, I was beginning to notice that most of these businesses were women-owned and run. In an Islamic country, I asked Partiwi. "Of course, women here do not stay in the house," she replied. Other highlights from our 2 days in Hulu Chucho included shopping for headscarves with Partiwi and her friends at an outdoor market. "How many does she have?" Many, she comments. She takes hers off in the house, but going outside without one would not only violate her religious custom, it would be like going out without lipstick or makeup, she explained. "I would not feel pretty." Sharing amazing Malaysian meals with the other homestay's guests, they ate with their hands, we with fork and spoon. Watching families on their way home from work and school, everyone greeted us and asked what we were and where we were from. "What do you think of Malaysia?" everyone wanted to know. It's a very nice country, especially the people. Malays make up about 57% of the country's population of 26 million. Islam is the official religion, but Malaysia is a multicultural society with a large population of Chinese, Indian, and other ethnic groups who practice Hinduism, Buddhism, and other religions. Cost for a homestay, including meals, is around $30, which is roughly around 1,233 pesos per person per day. So that's the report from the Seattle Times. And this is Aisha Alian reporting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Maraming salamat, Sister Aisha. At ang kanya pong ikinuwento sa atin, ito ay tinatawag na editorial news. Ito po tungkol sa isang writer na nagtungo sa Kuala Lumpur. Siya ay masyadong naging interesado kung ano ang tinatawag na Islamic village doon sa Hulu Pucho. Hindi ko po sa inyo ita-translate in Tagalog as per word, kundi kukunin ko na po ang kabuuan at ipikwento ko na lang sa inyo kung ano ang mga pangyayari. Siya po, ito si Carol Pucci, at ang kanyang asawang si Tom ay nagtungo sa Islamic village ng Hulu Pucho sa Kuala Lumpur. Ito ay malapit lamang sa airport. At kanilang nakilala ang isang Muslim woman na tinatawag na Partiwi Sainal. Meron siyang asawa, si Muhammad Hilal, at ang kanilang anak na si Lena, 12 taon. Noong una, itong si Partiwi Sainal ay isa lamang sa 5 kabataan na nanirahan sa lugar na ito. Oo nga, at medyo malayo sa kabiasnan, pero tinatawag nila itong modern family. Si Partiwi at 49 ay marami na siyang achievement sa kanyang buhay. Tulad lamang ng tuwing umaga, dinadala niya ang kanyang anak sa pag-aaral nito. Ng alas 7 ng umaga, dinadrive niya ang kanyang anak, and then babalik siya sa tanghali para naman maghanda ng Islamic instruction at 2:30 in the afternoon up to 6. Ang kanyang asawang si Muhammad ay 52 years old. Dating